Some machines have the ability to do a zigzag stitch. So with a zigzag stitch, the needle goes down on one side and then comes up and then goes down on the other side, rather than just moving up and down in the center. Not all machines, especially non-vintage machines, have this ability, but if your stitch plate has a nice wide hole, like this does, this little slot, then your machine can probably do a zigzag stitch, and you should check in your manual to figure out how to make that happen. For many machines, you can just change the width of the stitch to get the zigzag stitch. So here I have a straight stitch I'm doing, and I'm going to gradually increase the width of my stitch and then decrease it again. And I will show you what that looked like. By just doing some playing with the stitch width and the stitch length, you can get all sorts of different effects just with a zigzag stitch. So I'm going to do a very short stitch length here to start and a nice wide zigzag. I'll get a satin stitch. I can narrow that a little bit. I can change the width, the length of the stitch as well. Maybe widen it again. And I'll show you that as well. So that was a wide stitch with a short stitch length. And then I narrow the stitch, and then I gradually increase the stitch length, and then I just widen the stitch length again. And those all look like different stitches, and they would have a different look if you were using them as top stitching or something on your project. One tip I will give you is that if you're sewing knit fabric and all you have is a zigzag machine and no other special stitches, you can do a very effective stitch by just doing a slight zigzag on your stitch. It will give a little bit of stretch to the fabric because that zigzag will stretch a little bit, and so that your seam won't pull apart and rip when the fabric stretches.